Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Larry and I'm back with another video. So guys, this video is something that I've been thinking about doing for a couple weeks, and I've been trying to figure out a way that I can do it and not get too upset. So like kind of distract myself. So yeah, I'm gonna do my makeup while talking to you guys about it. But this video is basically going to be about my dad's death changed me and how like makeup kind of helped save me, kind of helped me through it. This video, one, because I think it'll help me get some stuff off of my chest, and two, I'm hoping that it'll help somebody else who's either going through some loved one passing or just going through adulting and trying to figure out adulting. And I hope this, I don't know, hope this like gives pointers to somebody. So yeah guys, before we get started, please comment, like, and subscribe, and tell a friend to tell a friend and all that cool stuff. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at GlamLarry. Go and get started. Okay guys, so I already did my eyebrows off of camera. I used my NYX Micro Brow Pencil and LA Girl Pro Concealer. Get you some. So guys, this is also kind of like a Sephora haul. I got 3 items, but you know, girl, 3 items was $70, so that is a haul. I don't care what you say. I'm gonna start with the Milk. So guys, I'm gonna start with the Milk Hydra Primer. You guys can see. So this is the mini version. They have a mini for $15 and the big boy for $30. And I did put this in the fridge because all the girls are doing it. Hydrating. I feel like it's minimizing my pores a little bit. Ooh, it's tacky. It's tacky. Not a bad tacky, but it's tacky. Just a quick thing, like, you can put your primer in the fridge and it's gonna feel like this. So I know people are like, oh, put it in the fridge and it'll change your life. You can put any primer in the fridge except for those like thick silicone-y ones, like the Makeup Forevers, like the little, you know what I'm talking about. But these, like you can put any primer in the fridge, girl. It's gonna feel like this. I'm actually going to do my eyes first, and I'm gonna use the Morphe James Charles palette, and then I'll put the colors up in the corner somewhere so you guys get the colors that I'm using. Like I said, this video is about how my dad's death, how it changed the way I think, and how it changed the way I feel, and how I operate. So I think the biggest thing I learned from it is to not give a fuck what people think. I wouldn't necessarily say I was someone who really cared about what people thought. I didn't die by it, but if someone like thought some way of me, it did bother me for a little bit, but it wasn't something that just destroyed me. But I did care, you know what I'm saying? So when my dad passed away, one, it was very sudden. My dad was 57 when he passed away. It was very sudden. Like, it was out of nowhere. Nobody expected it to happen. Life is really short. Like, you think you're gonna live to be 80 or 90, and it taught me that you don't have all the time that you thought you have. You have to do whatever makes you happy, as long as you're not hurting or harming people, and you just can't give a shit about what people think of you. Oh my gosh, my lighting. Hold please. Oh, sorry about that guys. Now that we got the lighting situation together, from that point on, it just told me to just live my life the way that I want to live it, and as long as I'm not hurting anybody or bothering anybody, then it shouldn't matter. It just shouldn't matter. And also in conjunction with that, what I also learned too is to not compare yourself to others. A major event happens to you, especially like death of a loved one, like it's so weird. Like, I never used to really question myself before. Like, I never used to be, I mean, I have my own insecurities, but I never really questioned my thought process or how I was doing things or why I was doing things. And it was just after my dad had passed away, all of a sudden, all I did was compare myself with, like, I would have the thought and I would literally start to think like, well, would other people do that? What would other people think? Well, how do you think other people would feel? And I literally would compare myself to other people who had lost a loved one, how they were grieving. I just became extremely like self-destructive. Like I said, I just became really self-destructive, and I had to kind of remember, you know, my dad was a very strong person. He was an opinionated person, and he was someone who always trusted his instinct, and I had to remember that that's something that he instilled in me, and I had to remember to hold on to that. And so from that, I learned that I've got to stop comparing myself, and you too, you need to stop comparing yourself to people, because comparison is the thief of joy. Like, someone always has something better than you. Somebody's body's always nicer than yours. Someone's hair is always longer. Somebody's skin is always better. Somebody already has a bigger house. Someone always has something better than you. And so it just taught me to not even bother comparing myself to people, and to live my life and just be happy. And because that doesn't really matter. And that also kind of leads me into the other kind of life lesson, adulting lesson I learned, was to find joy within yourself. Not when, but months after he passed away, I just realized that joy was very fleeting for me. It was, I would go buy something, I would go somewhere, I would eat some kind of food, I would drink some kind of liquor, and I would be happy at the moment of doing that, but I wasn't happy anymore. And it made me realize that I didn't know how to find happiness within myself. Was only happy with outward material things. I wasn't happy with me and myself. And I'm not sure if that's something that had always been an issue for me, but it really manifested itself after my dad. And it kind of taught me that I need to find things within myself that make me happy, and find things about myself that make me happy, and things that I want to do with me that I enjoy. That's kind of what happened with makeup. I've always been interested in makeup, but I would say after that, I really got invested into it, and I really wanted to know more. I wanted to learn more. I wanted to really get good at it, create things. And it helped me be creative. And I never really viewed myself as a creative person. I was just that person who always said, oh, I'm never going to be creative. I'm just not creative. And there are people that are creative, and I'm not one of them. And I kind of just accepted that. It helped me realize my creativity and realize my capabilities, and realize I was capable of so much more than what I thought I was before. And it helped me a ton with that. And it helped me be happy with myself and the things that I can do. And I didn't have to go and seek other things to make me happy, because I finally realized I'm creative, and I can create, and I can make things. And it just kind of helped me surprise myself and shock myself and learn some things about myself. And it's been really dope. Like, makeup is just, it's more about looking pretty. To me, it's kind of like a canvas. And it's like my artwork. And it just helped me get through. It helped me get through and helped me go through. And what I'm currently going through is a pretty difficult time. I'm using this Bobbi Brown foundation. My color is in the color Golden Honey. Always wanted to try this foundation. I would say some other things I've learned also, which kind of which I never really thought that I had an issue with this, but I realized that I did, is to let things go. I'm a very passionate person, and I didn't realize how passionate I was until my dad passed away, because there was a lot of like family drama before he passed away, but whatever. I just realized how I was just angry, and I had all this built up anger about, you know, him passing, and about like people that are in my, people that I'm like technically related to who aren't even in my life. And I just kind of thought, like, I just kind of was surprised that I harbored all these emotions, and I felt so strongly, and I was so angry and just had this grudge and was just so upset. And I kind of saw that I was this person who couldn't seem to let stuff go. And I didn't like that about myself. And I just thought to myself, you know, life is short, and it's dumb to worry about people or things that have never really been a part of your life, or they're not a part of your current life, or that really aren't gonna help, or that aren't gonna help or hinder you. It just made no sense for me to be upset at people that I don't even like talk to, don't want to talk to, and want absolutely nothing to do with, or situations or things that just I want nothing to do with. And it just made me realize that, you know, I gotta let stuff go. And when I decided to let go of those feelings, I wasn't as sad anymore. I wasn't as upset. I felt more free. I was able to live my life, and no matter what happened, I was fine. Like nothing really fazed me. Like I just literally, in a way, I just didn't care. I completely just stopped caring. And it was just kind of like, you know what? God's got me, and God has never forsaken me. And it also, like I said, it strengthened my relationship with God. It strengthened my belief in God, because there's so many things that have happened that I just don't want to talk about, that I thought, oh my gosh, it's gonna be the worst, and God has been there to deflect it. And I'm just so astounded, because I just didn't think it was gonna turn out well, and it turned out fine. So guys, I will say about this Bobbi Brown foundation is she's a little tacky, which is weird, but we're still going with it. I'm using my I'm using my Too Faced Born This Way, and then I'm gonna stack my Fenty Pro Concealer on top of that. Oh yeah, guys, and then my contour was the Fenty stick, which I always use. Time is more important than money. And I'm gonna repeat that. Time is more important than money. So before my dad had passed, I had to get a surgery. I had to get some like really quick, I had to get some surgery that just really happened out of nowhere. It was like literally out of nowhere. I had to get this surgery, and my mom couldn't really take care of me. Like my husband, who was my fiance at the time, he couldn't really take care of me. I mean, he could like check in and out, but it was a lot for him to take off work. And my dad was retired, so my dad took care of me. And the job that I had at the time, I made a lot of money, but I worked a lot of hours. It was in a plant, so I worked a ton of hours, but I was all about the money and getting that check, and that's what I was all about. I would spend time with my family. My family is important to me. I would spend time with my family, but not as much as I should have really spent time with. But my dad took care of me, so I was able to spend 8 weeks with him, like all the time, every day. It was amazing. And that's how I feel like God made that surgery happen to me, because if it wasn't for that surgery, I would have never spent that much time with my dad on my own, because I was so focused on working. But the week that I actually went back to work was the week that my dad passed away. It really changed my mindset and my thinking, and and I feel so stupid saying this, but it made me realize that time with my family, time with my friends is so much, and my loved ones in general, is just so much more important than making a lot of money. And I just was driven by money, and I've got to take care of things. I got to take care of people. I got to, you know, have this life that I envision for myself. It made me just reevaluate everything. Like I went and found a new job, and when I found a new job, I took a pay cut because I wanted to have time. I wanted to have the weekends and just time to go home and spend time with my family or to see my friends, because working at the other job, I didn't really see my friends or my family as often or as much as I wanted to. Time is more important than money. You can make more money, but you can't get time back. You can't get those memories with your friends back. You can't get those memories with your parents back. You can't get that back. Like, you can't get those moments back, because once they're gone, they're gone. And that is what will comfort you in times when you are sad. That is what will get you through really difficult times, is those memories and those pictures that you have to remind you of those days. And you know, the money that you made is not going to comfort you when something awful happens. Like, it's not going to help you. And I've just put more emphasis on the time that I spend with people, and I make sure that it's quality time. That's the biggest thing that has happened to me. And I never thought I'd be the person who was okay with taking a little bit of a pay cut to have a work-life balance, but it's the best decision I've ever made, and I'd never take it back. I did my lashes off camera. I used the Eyelure Vegas nail lashes, and I used my kohl eyeliner pencil. I used my Marc Jacobs kohl eyeliner pencil for my waterline, just to kind of get that together. But we're gonna go ahead and continue. So I would say the other thing I've learned was to save your money. I know I said, like, time is more important than money and all that stuff. And you know, spend time with people you love, X, Y, and Z. That is correct, but also save your money. So what ended up happening was, I, you know, planned the funeral and everything, and the insurance company it takes 15 days for a lot of insurance companies to give out insurance for funerals. So learn that. And basically, my dad had insurance, but they weren't going to pay it out very soon. The claim took a long time to process, yada, yada, yada. So I had to pay for it up front. So, like I said before, wasn't expecting that. I happened to already kind of be a saver, and I had money aside already in savings for whatever, and I ended up using that. Also, my dad's insurance, it didn't fully cover the funeral. There was still like a couple $1,000s that I didn't get back. Saving money is so important, and it taught me that. I feel like we live in a generation, I'm a millennial, so I feel like we live in a generation where millennials, like, I want what I want now, I need it now, I'm gonna travel everywhere, I'm gonna do whatever I want, I'm gonna live my life, I'm gonna live it up. That is great, but you also need to put money aside. And I feel like there's so many of us millennials who probably don't even have $5,000 in our savings. We probably don't even have $10,000 in our savings, let alone the 20,000 that you should always have, or 15,000 that you should have. We probably don't even have 5 grand. And it just taught me that I do need to live my life, and I need to travel, and I need to have experiences, but I also need to be responsible about it. Like, I shouldn't spend my money to my last, because you never know what could happen. Like, yeah, you're gonna get paid again, but something astronomical could happen where, you know, that $1,500 check that you make every 2 weeks, or that $2,000 check, or however check amount that you make every 2 weeks, something could happen where it's more than your check, and you have to pay for it now, and you gotta take care of it now. Just save your money, put money away. Like, don't spend to your last. Do what you want to do, but do it within your means. Which also leads me to another thing, is millennials do not like to, not millennials, not all, I would say some people just do not want to live within their means or live under their means. Everybody just wants what they want, and how they want it, and when they need it, and why they want it, and the way they want it, regardless of what it is. And I feel like because I lived below my means, I was able to take care of things when I had to take care of them. So save your money. Like, just just with adulting and life and things and passing away and stuff, you just never know. Save your coin, because you're gonna be so happy that you didn't do that thing with all that money that you can't even remember anymore. I would also say another thing that I learned is it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And I learned that from having to pay for my dad's funeral and seeing all that money go. Even though I was getting some of it back with insurance, I wasn't getting a lot of it back. And I was just so defeated. I said, oh my gosh, I saved all this money, I worked so hard, and now it's just gone. And yeah, I mean, I used it for a great cause, but it's gone. Oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? I had to remember, you know what, you're starting at a pretty shitty situation. You're starting at a pretty shitty point, and you're not going to think about that right now. You're going to set a goal for yourself, and your goal is to get yourself somewhat back together, and don't focus on where you were or how things were, because things ain't how they were. They just ain't. It helped me kind of focus on my future and what I was doing day to day to make things better and to, you know, make my life more improved, and it kind of helped me cope, because every day I said, okay, you're not where you were yesterday, you've gone so much farther. It taught me that it does not matter how you start, it's really how you finish and where you end up at. And I feel like where I'm at now is so much better than I was a year and a half ago. And it also taught me to be kind to myself. I feel like we always compare ourselves and think we should be at a certain point in our lives, or do a certain thing at a certain time, or act a certain way, or be in a certain mood at a certain time, and you're not, and that's okay. It doesn't matter that things are not how you thought they were when they were supposed to be. Just as long as you keep progressing, you keep moving forward, and everything just continues to get better. I ended up going to therapy, and it helped a ton. What I learned from that experience is talking to other people and connecting with other people is really helpful in a trying situation such as grief. It's helpful. And sometimes, you know, you need a little help. You know, reading stuff on Google is not going to make the situation any easier or help you cope with it. So we're almost done with the look. We just got the lips, and we just have the highlighter. So this is the Sephora Golden Hour highlighter. It was $16, and this is called Golden Hour. Well, no, it's called Dawn. And it's this really pretty like gold color, and I'm actually going to highlight with this. This is pretty. Oh, y'all see that? Oh, and it's not even wet. The brush isn't even wet. And then real quick to finish off my lips, I did the Maybelline Super Stay Matte Ink and Driver, and then I used Urban Decay Hi-Fi Shine. So guys, thank you so much for staying through this whole video. I'm gonna apologize now if I sounded like a jumbled hot mess, but it's a sensitive subject. I hope this video was able to help somebody. I hope this video was able to, you know, let you know that you're not the only one who's going through something, or you're not the only one that's trying to figure things out. And hopefully some of these things that I've had to learn and go through is something that can help you. Hopefully some of these things that I was able to learn will kind of help you through any rough times, any times you feel unsure, any times you just feel lost, any times you feel out of place. Like, hopefully this will help you. And by no means am I an expert at it. I still have all those same feelings of uncertainty, of worry, of not feeling good enough, of comparing myself, I still have those feelings, but I'm able to kind of grab them and compartmentalize them and kind of look at them and realize that I need to chill, and it's not that big of a deal. Thank you for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And I hope you guys have a great day, and just be happy. Focus on being happy, and until next time, peace.